In a city where cries often go unheard, one person refused to look away. What happened next changed lives forever. In a quiet suburb of Chicago, a young girl named Emily was going through unimaginable struggles. Behind the cheerful facade of her neighborhood, Emily faced daily neglect and abuse that no child should endure. Her cries for help were muffled by the walls of her home and the indifference of those around her. One evening, while walking home from school, Emily noticed Officer Ryan, a local community officer, patrolling the streets. Something in her eyes caught his attention, a silent plea he couldn't ignore. Unlike many who turned a blind eye, Ryan decided to intervene. He started asking questions, visiting the neighborhood more often, and eventually uncovered the extent of Emily's suffering. Through persistence, compassion, and unwavering dedication, Officer Ryan connected Emily with social services, ensuring she had a safe place to live and the support she desperately needed. What started as a single moment of noticing someone in distress became a powerful story of courage, humanity, and the impact one person can make when they refuse to ignore a cry for help. Emily's story spread through the community, inspiring neighbors, teachers, and other officers to pay closer attention to those silently struggling. It became a testament to the idea that even in the darkest moments, one guardian can spark hope and change a life forever. Even the smallest act of compassion can ripple through someone's life in ways that are impossible to predict. In the midst of everyday routines, people often overlook the silent struggles happening around them, believing that someone else will step in or that their attention won't make a difference. Yet, when a person chooses to notice and act, it can completely transform a situation. A simple gesture like asking a few questions, offering a listening ear, or providing guidance can bridge the gap between despair and hope. Children, in particular, often suffer in silence, hiding their fears and pain behind smiles or quiet obedience. Their attempts to signal distress may be subtle, a lingering look, a hesitant comment, or unexplained changes in behavior. These signs are easy to miss, but they carry profound meaning for those who learn to see beyond surface appearances. The courage to respond to these subtle signals requires awareness, empathy, and a willingness to step outside one's comfort zone. It is not always easy to confront difficult situations, especially when the problem lies within a household, a workplace, or a community space where boundaries and privacy complicate intervention. Nevertheless, choosing to act despite uncertainty demonstrates the depth of human kindness and the power of moral responsibility. Compassion is not limited to grand gestures or heroic acts. It manifests in consistent, attentive care that shows another person they are not invisible. When someone feels seen and heard, it validates their existence and reassures them that they matter. This validation can be the first step toward healing and self-empowerment. Moreover, such acts often inspire others to follow suit, creating a chain reaction of empathy within families, neighborhoods, and workplaces. In situations where suffering has been ongoing and unnoticed, the arrival of even one compassionate individual can break cycles of neglect and fear. People who intervene with patience and understanding often uncover truths that might otherwise remain buried, allowing solutions and support to emerge where they were previously absent. Beyond the immediate impact on the person receiving help, these actions cultivate a sense of community accountability, reminding everyone that social responsibility is a shared duty. Over time, the significance of one person's attention can be observed in the improved confidence, safety, and resilience of those they aid, proving that attentiveness and care are not trivial but transformative. The act of noticing, questioning, and offering assistance strengthens bonds of trust and nurtures a culture where individuals feel empowered to seek help. Through such acts of compassion, human connection becomes a lifeline, bridging the gap between isolation and inclusion, fear and reassurance, helplessness and hope. Silent suffering often goes unnoticed because it rarely announces itself with loud cries or obvious signs. People can carry immense pain, fear, or neglect behind carefully constructed facades, blending seamlessly into their surroundings while struggling internally. This hidden struggle is particularly prevalent among children who may lack the words, courage, or understanding to express the intensity of their experiences. They learn to mask their emotions to avoid judgment, punishment, or further isolation, making it difficult for others to recognize the severity of their situation. Adults, too, may conceal challenges related to mental health, domestic conflicts, or financial stress, feeling ashamed or fearful of burdening others. In such cases, the presence of someone observant, empathetic, and willing to intervene can make an extraordinary difference. Being vigilant requires more than casual observation. It involves paying attention to subtle cues, such as changes in behavior, unexplained injuries, withdrawal from social interactions, or recurring patterns of distress. Community members, teachers, neighbors, and law enforcement officers play a crucial role in noticing these signals and responding with care. Intervention does not always mean taking immediate dramatic action. It can begin with simple gestures like asking gentle questions, offering support, or connecting individuals with appropriate resources. The impact of such attentiveness is profound because it breaks the cycle of invisibility that allows suffering to continue unchecked. When one person steps forward, it signals to the individual in distress that their pain is recognized and their well-being matters. This acknowledgement alone can provide a sense of relief, safety, and hope that had previously been absent. Communities that cultivate awareness and empathy foster environments where people feel empowered to seek help without fear of stigma or reprisal. Moreover, one person's intervention often inspires others to act, creating a network of support that can collectively address systemic issues that contribute to suffering. In cases where abuse or neglect is involved, early detection and action can prevent escalation, protect vulnerable individuals, and set the stage for long-term healing. The willingness to notice, to listen, and to take thoughtful action exemplifies the power of human responsibility and moral courage. Over time, these acts reinforce a culture where compassion and vigilance are valued, and individuals are less likely to suffer in silence. By staying attentive to the often hidden struggles of those around us, we ensure that pain does not go unaddressed, that cries for help are not ignored, and that communities function as networks of care, protection, and encouragement, ultimately proving that one person's alertness and empathy can alter the course of another's life in ways that are immeasurable.